Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we're going to be revisiting the area where we built our simple bridge in our last video. Check that one out, I'll put a link down below. But today we're going to be focusing on the beautiful pond area next to it. Now this area is rather beautiful as it is, but I think we can make it look a lot better. So today I'm going to show you how you can terraform a pond and make it look a lot more natural. If you want to see more Minecraft tutorials like this, continue your amazing support by pressing that subscribe button, and let's try and get this video to 200 likes. So without further ado, let's get started on terraforming this wonderful idyllic pond. So, to get started, we're just going to start removing any sand around the edges of the pond and replacing it with dirt and gravel, just to make it fit into the landscape a bit more. We're going to go all the way around the edge of the pond and start to blend it in with the surrounding areas. There's not really any wrong or right way of doing this, just randomly place the dirt and gravel where you think looks best. I'm using real life nature as inspiration for this, so I'm going to leave some sand beneath the waterline, but it's completely up to you to create the look you're going for. Once you're happy with the banks of the pond, we're going to add some rocks. Using a variation of cobblestone slabs and stairs, plain stone slabs and stairs, and a bit of mossy in there as well, we can randomly place blocks around the edge of the pond to form some rock formations. We can start placing some down inside the water as well to form that rocky natural water bed that we can find in real life nature. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this, it's completely down to you to figure out what looks good, but a tip I will give you is to place some stairs and wall blocks so they just pop above the water line and it looks like some natural pebbles poking up through the water. I found that if it really helps as well if you fly up every now and again and look at the whole pond, it'll really help, give you an idea of which area needs more work. So I wanted to make a centre feature in the middle of the pond that would sort of break up the large body of water a bit, so I decided to build a rock formation that we could put a light on or something later on. So starting from the waterbed, we can start building up our large rock using stairs, slabs, mossy blocks like we did before, eventually having it poke out the top of the water. I spent quite a bit of time just making adjustments to make it look right, and it must have looked good because these silly salmon just couldn't get enough. Next, I'm just going to blend the edges into the landscape a bit more by adding some rocks a bit further afield and adding a few path blocks as well amongst the rocks and foliage to add a little bit more contrast and interest. Now, I saw this cliff face and thought, you know what, that would look so much better if a waterfall was cascading down it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we start off by adding some of our rocks on the side of the cliff, and then we make a hole in the wall where our water spring or our underground stream, whatever it is, can come cascading out of it. It took quite a while to get the water to flow where I wanted it, and it was really fiddly to block off the water and stop it looking too big, but I think the hard work paid off and it ended up looking quite good. We can then just finish it off by adding some extra rocks, making the whole thing look a lot more natural. Now again, I'm going to spend a bit more time just going around the whole thing and adding some more rocks, etc. And this time I'm going to sprinkle a bit of bone meal around on the grassy areas and the dirty areas and just create some beautiful foliage, again to make it look as if it belongs within nature. Now, speaking of foliage, we're going to use some of my favourite decorative blocks, the leaf block, and just place some all around the edges of the pond, forming bushes and shrubs, which I think you'll agree bring the whole place to life a bit more. Just like our rocks, there's no right or wrong way to do it, just add them where you think looks good. If you wanted to add even more detail, a little tip is to use some stone buttons and place them on the ground near the water's edge, and they really do create the illusion of little washed up pebbles. Every little helps. Now, I know we have our rock feature and our waterfall, but I think things look better in threes. So we're going to build ourselves a beautiful custom willow tree that reaches out over the surface of our pond. So by using some log blocks, we create a thick tree trunk with a few peaking roots in the ground and slowly lean it over towards the pond. Now we can start adding some leaf blocks, filling out the branches but making sure that some of them hang down by 2 or 3 blocks to create that famous willow tree look. We can add a couple of fence blocks onto the trunk to create the illusion of smaller branches, and then we can add some vines onto the hanging leaves, which will eventually grow down to touch the surface of the water. Beautiful. We're now going to add a couple of lovely lily pads in the shadow of our tree, and then I'm going to go around the pond again adding some beautiful flowers of all different varieties. Choose your favourite colour and just go wild. Now we're going to get our swimming trunks on and jump into the pond, as we need to start populating it with some wonderful seagrass and kelp. And after individually placing the seagrass for quite a while, I then realised that you can actually use bone meal the same way you would on land, which saves a lot of time. So if you didn't know that either, you do now. It'll save you a lot of effort. Now finally, just to finish it off, we're going to illuminate our scene slightly by hanging some gorgeous lanterns from our tree, simply by using some iron bars. Beautiful. And there we have it. I think you'll agree that our pond looks a lot better than it did before. I went around off camera adding a few bamboo shoots, which I really think finish it off nicely. I also discovered that it looks amazing at night time, and it's really inspired me to continue building in this area, so if you have any ideas of what else we can add, let me know in the comments below. So I'm afraid that's all for this video folks, but don't worry, there's plenty more to come, so press that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let me know if there's anything else particular video wise that you want to see. So until next time, goodbye amazing people, see you again soon.